without any further ado, Mr. Terry Hoychick.
Back in the old days.
How did you call it, Jed? A has-been? That reminded me of that just a little earlier. When the last time I was here, he invited, he said, we're trying to bring back some of the has-beens. I appreciate that, I think.
I included myself in that category.
You did. And that was, we were trying to figure out, I don't know how long ago that was. I assume y'all kind of want a report on the status of the city court and kind of what it's like, you know, to be the city judge, the new city judge. I would be remiss not to just kind of give you just a little up-to-date how I got to where I am before getting into where we are, because it is purely because, and Glen kind of alluded to it, you know, God brought me to this spot, and I think I tried to make that pretty clear during the campaign. I'm not a politician. I didn't run thinking I needed to go do this because I wanted to be judge. I did it because I had a calling that God wanted me to be judge. And I ran my campaign based on, Lord, you want me to do this? You got to help me do it. And I really did not do things in the normal way, or the way that, in fact, on Thursday mornings we meet with, I've started meeting with Earl Taylor at his Bible study that we have every Thursday morning, which is really, and it's open to anyone. So I know Russell, we had it this morning, and it's a great deal. And Earl is open, he said, you know, when you started talking about all that religious stuff, he said, I just knew that was the kiss of death because you were not going to win. He said, I just knew you, and that was just dumb. And he said, but I'm the one who's dumb. He's not, because he's still the DA. You know, but it's all God's purpose. And God did what he told me he would do. And so my idea, my job now is to be obedient to him in fulfilling the job that he's called me to. And you know, right now all I can say is, man, I'm having fun. You know, we meet on Mondays morning, not Monday night. That was one of the absolute first decisions that had to be made. And of course, I think when we had, what we did, in the campaign, that was one of the questions: what changes will you make? And well, everybody had kind of resolved that Monday night court was a dinosaur that needed to die, and it did. But one of the very first decisions after I got elected was, okay, our police officers need to know when to write 6 p.m. or what time to put record on citations that they issue. So we started at 10 o'clock on the very first Monday in January in the morning, and I still don't, I know Chief's here, and I don't think any of his guys regret Monday.
I think they like the Monday morning court.
Yeah. I really haven't found anybody that has, I know Dan is, he's now able to come play tennis on Monday night. And tennis on Monday night had nothing to do with, for the record, changing the court to Monday day. But it was nice. It did work out well. From a functional standpoint, that's probably the biggest change that we've implemented, is changing that. I would say, you know, you don't just jump in. I didn't change any staff. You know, I walked in and they were all worried. Naturally, you know, a new guy comes in and they were all there. They've all been there quite a while, and they were like, do we have a job? Do we have a job? And I'm like, I don't have anybody that I'm bringing in here, and I would be pretty I'm from Basile, but I'm not that stupid. You know, I'm not gonna walk in here and just fire everybody, and then I would be in here by myself, not knowing what to do. Bringing in people who've never, you know, worked here. And of course, Judge Futch had told me, he said, look, I really have a very good staff. And they are. And they, you know, they're all very competent, they know what they're doing. And so we've kept things going pretty much as it was. We're making changes as we go, and we didn't jump into, other than the scheduling, we haven't made any dramatic changes that I can think of. Other than, you know, we do everything in the courtroom now, which I think is also kind of been more expedient as far as making things more efficient. Our court time on Monday, Dan, we finish. We started at 10.
Yeah, start at 10, 11:30, between 11:30 and 12:30, depending on what we've got.
Yeah, we finish. We have, what we do is we do the arraignments and the pre-trials first, and then we set trials. And what we do is we set the trials at 2 in the afternoon, so that if you have witnesses, they're not having to sit there the entire time. So they come in after lunch, and then that way the cases, well, now we're in the almost through May, we've had 3 trials that we've actually had to try the people. And everybody else, you know, they get there and they see the police officers are there, ready to testify. They've got the other witnesses, and they start listening to Dan or Becky Parani. And the deal that has been offered by the DA is looking a lot better when they consider that, you know, these people are they're not going to be talking on my behalf, I don't think. And so they usually get smart and work a deal. But so we're done. You know, it's gone pretty quickly. We moved juvenile court from Thursdays to Wednesdays. That's usually done in half a day. And then our civil matters are usually Tuesdays. We'll just set those kind of on as you need them basis. And one of the things I'm trying to do is and you'll be seeing a little bit more of that. And I'm sending letters out to the attorneys, but just to encourage the businesses and the community to start using the city court for the civil matters. There's a lot of things that are being filed in district court, which cost more, takes longer, that could be done here. And I think people are just not aware of what they can do here. And you know, just a good example would be if you have a personal injury claim, let's just say the little typical fender bender, $15,000, $20,000 claim. We have a $25,000 maximum jurisdictional limit. If you've got a minimum policy limit of $15,000, then you're under that. If you file suit in any district court around here, before you can ever get to trial, it's going to be probably a year. Best, maybe 7, 8, 9 months. No, not even that.
Probably a year.
Probably a year. You know, you file a suit here in city court, you know, I'll give you a trial next week, if you want. Really, I mean, we don't have a docket, don't have a backlog. So, you know, for the guys, the attorneys, it's like, you want to get it done quick, file it here. If you've got your evictions, if you've got your worthless checks that you want done, your money judgments, anything like that, we can take care of that. And so it's just a good way of getting your business done quickly and efficiently now over here. So that's kind of where we are. That's just my rambling but what I'd rather do is kind of open it up, because I know some of you got some questions about what we do.
You're talking about the civil court, the entire our city. And I have an idea, but what determines criminal? What has to be the charge?
It is the level of punishment that is available on that crime will determine if it's punishable with or without hard labor. Basically, is the keynote deal as to whether it's a felony or not.
Okay, if it's a felony, that means you go to district court.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, felonies have to be tried in district court. Misdemeanors are basically 6 months. I think maybe you can go up to a year, but there's no hard labor involved. And it's usually a maximum fine of $1,000. Most of them are $500 or 6 months, are the maximums for misdemeanors. But you can, there's a few that go up to 1,000 and I think a year, like on second offenses. But your felonies, it's usually when you get hard labor involved, then it goes up to, that's all district court.